Welcome back, Gaming with King family, to another F1 Manager 2021 video, and we're closing down the season. Only 5 more races to go until the end of the first season. Team Mercedes are currently leading the Constructors' Championship by 5 points, while Team Ferrari in second and Red Bull in third. As for Drivers' Championship, Lewis Hamilton's currently leading by 44 points. So with some more good showing, we should do good here. We still have to outperform the Ferraris in our next race, which is going to be the Marina Bay. So let's jump on into that. Remember to smash that like button, guys. Let me see those likes on the video to let me know that you're loving this series. Let's go.
Singapore Grand Prix is just about to start. The name Singapore means City of Lions, and this weekend Formula One will be roaring into action. The bumpy street surfaces here make this a challenging circuit for the drivers, and the humidity causes them to lose as much as 3 kilos over the course of a race. But it's also tough on the cars, with 23 corners to tackle each and every lap. Good low-speed downforce will make all the difference here. Mercedes made us all dream this season, but will their dreams of the championship become reality?
They're facing off against the formidable Ferrari, who won't go down without a fight.
Stay right here, because we're just getting started.
The fight is looking good. Alright, here we go for free practice. Remember to check out our video on how to master your free practice session, so you get to see what we do in free practice to get as much as we can from our car setup and our track actualization. So make sure you check that out so you get a good idea on that. So with that said, let's jump on into our free practice, and then we'll be back at the end of free practice to show you what we got. Alright guys, so here goes our session, and after free practice, though we didn't do good on the timing stream, as you can see, we've put in a good amount of laps there, and we got our actualization up to 88 for Lewis Hamilton, set up at 96, 95 set up for George Russell, and 100 actualization for him. As you know, I always put in my rookie driver in for Lewis Hamilton, so he gains a little bit of points there as well. Alright, so let's jump on into our qualifying session. If you guys have not seen our video on how to get the most out of your qualifying session so you don't send your drivers out into traffic, make sure you check that video out, as that video explains everything that you need to know about qualifying. Alright, so we're about to jump on into our qualifying session, and we'll see you at the end.
Let's take a closer look. Now watch this. Lewis Hamilton involved in this one.
Man, nasty crash from Lewis Hamilton here in qualifying.
There's the crash.
Look at that. Look at that. Come on in, man. Alright guys, so there we go for our qualifying session. Hamilton crashed out in qualifying, and his front wing got damaged. I tried my best, tried everything to change that front wing. The game will not allow me to change it, so he didn't get to do his final run in Q3. Alright, so George Russell starts in P5, Lewis Hamilton in P10, and that's going to mess up our sponsorship money as well, but it is what it is.
The time has come to fight it out. It's race day.
We saw a reasonable push from Mercedes in qualifying, and they'll have plenty of opportunities here to achieve a great result. We saw a solid qualifying performance from Ferrari, and they're sure to have their chance to push even further during the race. There are a few clouds here tonight, but the sky remains mostly clear. Will it stay this way, or will the weather throw a spanner in the works?
So whose engine will roar loudest today at the Marina Bay Street Circuit? Unpredictable times ahead here at the Singapore Grand Prix.
Alright, so let's go for the Singaporean Grand Prix. Let's look at our sponsors. Alright, so there we see Lewis Hamilton did not qualify at P6 or above, so that mess up there, and qualifying potential P8 or above is going to be messing up our win streak there as well. So we're going to be, that crash that from Lewis Hamilton is going to be messing up a lot of money here for us. Anyways, let's jump on into the Singaporean or the Singapore Grand Prix. Alright guys, so for the Singapore Grand Prix, we've decided to go with medium tires into soft tires for Lewis Hamilton, and we're going to be going soft tires into medium tires for George Russell, as he starts from P5 I believe, and Hamilton starts from P10. Oh, so P9 is Hamilton's start. He got bumped up, Russell P4. So we're going to push Hamilton long, and then we're going to push Russell a bit short. Alright, so that's going to be our strategy here for the Singapore Grand Prix. Let's jump on into it.
The drivers are lined up tonight.
Remember to smash that like button if you have not done so already. Leave a comment down below. What positions do you think that we're going to be finishing the race in?
So there's plenty of
Let me know down in the comments.
Looking down the grid, it's Hamilton. They might not be in the top 3 spots, but things could change fast once the race gets underway. Everything's been building to this. And this is it. The Singapore Grand Prix.
And it's lights out.
And it's lights out.
And away we go. Alright, so let's go up to George Russell and see if he can get a early pickup here. You see the tires of the front runners. Alright, so everybody in the front is starting on softs. George Russell trying to hold P4. Yes, he holds. Alright, and everybody basically in the midfield starts on medium. Alright, so let's go interval here. And go big camera. Alright, so we have Bottas behind Russell. So we have Sainz, Perez, Leclerc leading the race. Max Verstappen got a grid penalty and dropped way back behind Hamilton here, so he's going to be battling it out with Lewis, as Lewis is right behind Lando Norris. Alright, Sainz in the lead from Perez, then Leclerc. Alright, so our job here today is to outperform the Ferraris, so we keep the lead in the Constructors' Championships. If we cannot outperform the Ferrari, we're going to lose that lead. Alright, so that's going to be our aim here. We want to keep both our drivers within DRS of their driver in front. So Hamilton within DRS on Norris, while Russell within DRS on Leclerc is what we want. But Russell is kind of dropping back here, so we're going to have to use some of that ERS with him to get him to push. And keep up with Leclerc. Oh man, Russell's dropping way back here, guys. Hamilton 3 seconds off Norris. But we want to keep Russell up there, so we'll keep that ERS on overtake for now and let George Russell try and keep up. Bottas, Russell now has pulled away out of DRS on Bottas. So that little small train that will be farming from Bottas, Gasly, Alonso, Lando Norris down to Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton will have the opportunity to get around them once DRS is enabled, as we try our best here to keep Russell within the bar. Alright, so we might have to go a bit aggressive on tires for George Russell here, so he can close down that gap to Leclerc, as DRS will be enabled at the end of this lap. Yeah, so we want to close down that gap to Leclerc, and then we'll cut back down to standard, and we'll keep that overtake going on George Russell as he closed down that gap to Leclerc. Alright, so DRS is about to be enabled at the end of this lap. Alright, we're 2 seconds behind the leader, but we're right on Leclerc, who has Perez right on Sainz and Leclerc right on Perez, and we're right on Leclerc. So we should get DRS and down this straight. There goes our rear wing, wide open. Hamilton, now it's time to say overtake to Hamilton.
Overtake press.
He should have DRS. So we didn't see his wing wide open there, but he should have it. Alright, so Verstappen also is on softs. Yeah, we'll keep Russell on overtake and Lewis Hamilton on overtake as well. So they get some nice clean laps in there. We see Russell with the fastest sector 1. We see Lewis Hamilton hunting down Lando Norris here. Russell, fastest sector 2. Looking good for the fastest lap. As you see, that blue bar is pulling up. And that means Russell is using that battery. So he should get the fastest lap. Hamilton on Lando Norris. Yep, that's the fastest lap for George Russell with DRS there. Alright, we're going to cut him down to neutral on battery. Lewis Hamilton on Lando Norris. He should get DRS around here off Lando. So let's see if he can get the overtake done. As Russell is now within DRS of Sainz, so we're just going to go neutral with him on his battery pack. Here comes Lewis Hamilton, DRS enabled. The visual thing is not popping up. You're not seeing his wing wide open, but he does have the DRS. Alright, so we need now to push Hamilton to go catch up to Alonso.
And we'll push.
So we want to close down that gap to Alonso. We saw the overtake. We want to close down that gap to Alonso as we pull away from Lando Norris. And get within DRS on Alonso. There we go. Within DRS now on Alonso is Lewis Hamilton, still with overtake on. And there we see Russell still battling it out with sticking with Leclerc as Hamilton now charges with DRS behind these two, Gasly and Alonso. See if he can go around the outside. Good try. He wants to be a 3-row. He wants to make it a 3-row and try for the outside, but they were blocking him as they battle it out. One of them should give up. Let's see if Lewis will take up that position once that driver gives up. Is what we want to see here. Alright, so Alonso got pushed back. Lewis should have DRS. Also got the fastest lap there, trailing those guys. Alright, we're going to cut him down to neutral here on his ERS. Right, George Russell sticking with Leclerc with DRS. The train of the front runners as they pull away from Valtteri Bottas. There is Bottas right there and Lewis Hamilton in the background with DRS around Alonso, down the inside of Gasly as well. Beautiful overtake in there from Lewis Hamilton, picking up both drivers with one overtake. All right, let's go now a little aggressive on our tires.
Don't be afraid to use the tires.
And we're going to cut back Lewis up to overtake. Let's watch that again.
Now watch this. Lewis Hamilton involved in this.
Down the inside of both Alonso and Pierre Gasly. Beautiful overtake there as he pulls away
And it takes a lot of skill to pull
to
off
go
a
and catch up to the car in front.
I think it's safe to say that went down well with the
Yep, that
team.
was definitely a beautiful overtake to take down both cars. All right, so we're gonna push Hamilton here to catch up to Bottas. We should have DRS. Verstappen should also have DRS. There goes Lewis Hamilton down the inside of Valtteri Bottas. Did we get the position? Yes, we did. Nice little clear there. Nice. All right, so what we want to do now, we want Lewis to now pull away from Bottas is what we want. So he does not have DRS on us, but here comes Bottas and Verstappen with DRS back at Lewis Hamilton. Verstappen trying to go down the inside. Not today, says Hamilton. Parks his car in the line, on the racing line. So Verstappen could not go down the inside to go around them both, as he probably would want to do there. Alright, so we're going to go up to overtake as Lewis now tries to pull away, and we're going to go push and let Hamilton try and pull away from Bottas before we hit that main straight back into DRS. Alright, so we're going to get our Hamilton now to just try and pull away 0.07 of a second away. He is now, so I think he should be able to pull away from Bottas to get them out of DRS zone, get Bottas out of DRS on him. Let's cut him up to aggressive through here. George Russell made an attempt at Leclerc. Down the inside now is George Russell. Come on, Russell. DRS now. He's way behind. He dropped way behind. Here comes Hamilton, and he's just 10th. Oh man, 1/100th of a second behind him was Bottas. So he's still gonna get that DRS, but we're gonna keep pushing that Lewis and close out that DRS for Bottas in this lap. So we keep pushing. All right, there again, he's just right in there. Oh man, he's just right in there. It looks like he didn't get it this time though. He didn't get it. So he's going to block up Verstappen, which is good news for Hamilton here, as we're going to let Hamilton now charge down Russell on his mediums that are looking really nice, as Russell now charges down Leclerc again. Alright, so we're on neutral. We could cut Hamilton now to neutral as well, as he has already pulled 2 seconds away on Bottas. Cut him down to neutral for the fuel, and yeah, we'll just cut down to aggressive on our tires here. So we slow it down a bit, and let's do some speed for the sake of the video. Let's add some speed to it so we can get through some of these laps, as there's nothing going to be changing for now. Bottas, wow, Bottas crashed out. Did he damage Verstappen? Ooh, nope. Wow, he slammed into that wall. I doubt that's going to be a virtual safety or a safety car. That's just a front wing damage. Right as we started to speed it up, Bottas crashed out. That should just be some front wing damage. Hamilton 2 seconds in front of Verstappen. His battery pack looking a bit low, but we're going to let him go. We're going to let him keep going. We're going to save back our fuel at a later date, not right now. Alright, Bottas in the pit because of his accident, and we're going to go back to speed it up to about lap 15. Alright, so we're at lap 13. We see Max Verstappen now right on Lewis. So we're going to have to probably bring Lewis to go a little harder, a little harder on the pace. Alright, let's see how much the 11 laps to George Russell pit window. 71% tires. Yep. Alright, so we're looking good. So we're going to let Hamilton increase his pace and see if he can pull away from Verstappen, as George Russell continues to stick with the front runners in that train. Alright, so let's speed it up again to lap 15. Alright, there was a crash, several cars involved, not sure who right now. Safety car deployed. Safety car is going to be deployed.
Safety car.
Yeah, we can't box right now. We're already past.
That's positive.
We're already past the pit, the pit window. We see Verstappen. Oh man, look at that! Verstappen just got the safety car right on the mark, and he's going in. Man, we're right past it. Man, let's go ignore. We're right past it, so we could not go in. Verstappen is going in though. All right. Oh, let's watch the crash.
Now let's look at this. The focus on Tsunoda.
Tsunoda. Ah, wow.
Clearly see the contact there.
That one was dirty.
A lot of damage.
Yep, a lot of damage there. All right, we're gonna cut down our tires to slow Verstappen, and all the other cars behind us got that
So
free.
Verstappen in the pit lane now.
Got that free pit stop because they were behind the pit entrance for the safety car. We did not get that free pit stop. We could still go to pit now if we choose. Let me see. All right, 15 laps. So we have what was that? 34, 36. We have 36 laps to go.
Save fuel. Copy.
So if we go and we put on, let me see what tires.
Pack.
Verstappen came back out on mediums. If we go and we put on like hard tires at this point, we could go to the end. All right, so we're gonna go in for hards that we could go to the end on. I don't think we're gonna be able to go mediums. So we can go to hards and go to the end. Yes, I know that it conflicts with my active strategy. Thank you very much. We're gonna go for hards and go to the end.
We have your pit confirmed.
Alright, so hard tires for both our drivers. And we're gonna go to the end. We're gonna take this safety car stop. Alright, we're gonna take this safety car stop. So we should get back out.
Box.
We should get back out in front of Verstappen.
Yes, box.
Is what we should do. Should get back out in front of Verstappen. Alright. So we have a nice lead between Kevin Magnussen. So we should get back out right behind them to close down as the safety car. The lead cars have not yet hit that safety car. So if we go to pit now, we should be back out in our actual positions on these fresh tires. So the question is, yep, they are going to pit. Yep, we made the right call. Everybody's going to pit there. We definitely made the right call to get this free pit stop.
Understood.
Yep. Gasly crashed at turn 13 under the safety car. Oh man, under the safety car, Gasly crashed out there.
And that was a bitter blow for the team.
Yeah. All right, so what do we want to see also is can George Russell get the jump on Sainz? Yes, he can. On Leclerc, I should say. Yes, he did get the jump on Leclerc. And both our cars made their stops and they're on their way out. There we go. Come on, Russell. Come on, Hamilton. Come on, Lewis. Drive. Come on, Lewis. Lewis came out behind them. Russell got the position though, so at least Russell got the position. We're gonna cut up to light so we get our tires warm, as these tires are gonna be going to the end for us. Let me see what tires the rest of them. Perez went for hard tires, so Perez is thinking like how we are thinking here. The rest went for mediums, so they're not really thinking like how me and Perez are thinking. But yeah. All right, so ERS full. All right, so we're gonna speed around for a few laps with the safety car. It should be out for about 2 laps, and we'll go track side for the race restart. We want to go interval. Then we have 2 laps to DRS. So let's see how far these hard tires can go, as they're way off our original strategy. But as you can see, the hards can go to the end. Even at aggressive, we could go to the end on these hards. All right, so what I'm gonna do is, since they're warmed up and up to temperature, I'm gonna let my drivers start aggressive because we've got those tires warmed up and up to temperature. So we'll go aggressive on these tires to the end of the race. All right. All of those who switch for mediums, Kevin Magnussen, Joe did not pit, so Hamilton should get those positions. And he's right on Verstappen. All right, so we want to keep him with Verstappen there. Don't want Verstappen to pull away from him, and we don't want Sainz and Perez to pull away from Russell. So we want to keep our drivers nice and close to the rest of the pack, as we had saved up a little bit of extra fuel, or packs are fully charged. And let's get back racing. George Russell P3 in front of Leclerc. Should be able to hold off Leclerc. Let's see what tires Leclerc are on, mediums. So Leclerc should be a little bit faster than George Russell on these hards. But we should be able to use up our ERS and or aggressive pace to hold him off. All right. Another driver locked up. Safety car again. Oh man, another driver locked up. Safety car again. A big accident happened. Safety car again. No, we're not going back to pit.
So Leclerc crashed it.
Leclerc? Oh man, Leclerc crashed. Where's the replay thing? There we go. Let's see that replay.
Watch this.
Leclerc. Yeah. There's George Russell. Ooh, slammed into that exact same wall that Bottas crashed in. But there wasn't a safety car when Bottas crashed in that corner. So I guess Leclerc is out of the race. Out of the race is Charles Leclerc. That's good news for us. So no points. That's less points for Ferrari and more points for Mercedes. That's good news for us there. Leclerc crashing out. More points for Mercedes. Let's speed up to the safety car. So safety car in. And here we go for our restart. Aggressive on our tires. So our drivers hold their position. Getting a nice slipstream is George Russell. Lewis Hamilton right behind Joe. Wait, when did Lewis... I think Joe have all tires, so he did not go to pit. So Verstappen passed Joe, pushing him back towards Hamilton before that safety car. And Verstappen also picked up on Kevin Magnussen there. So we want to push Hamilton here to stick with Verstappen. We don't want Verstappen to be doing too much, and we're doing too little. So let's go overtake. Overtake with Russell as well. As Verstappen is right behind Russell at this time. Here comes Lewis now, down the inside on Joe. Nice overtake there from Lewis Hamilton. Now he has Kevin Magnussen to clear.
Currently P6.
There you go, Lewis. P6 looking good.
It's a race position gained for Mercedes.
Yeah, we saw that. And now he's going to go for Magnussen. All right, we can cut back to neutral on George Russell, as Verstappen has already caught up to him, as we were trying to get him to hold Verstappen within DRS, outside of the DRS zone, as we keep pushing Lewis Hamilton. Do we want to push him now? Let's cut back down to neutral on his battery, because DRS isn't going to be enabled just yet. So we'll go aggressive on these tires to the end, and we'll keep our battery at a good level, so we have some battery when DRS is ready to be enabled. We can cut to harvest for Lewis here.
Just charge the pack.
As Magnussen is dropped way back behind Verstappen. And then we could cut up to neutral now with Hamilton.
So no need to charge the pack.
Alright, so looking good. Our race is looking good, looking strong here. We're going to the end on these tires, so it's just a matter of four drivers sticking to the end of the race without crashing out. We see Charles Leclerc crashed, and he's out of the race, giving us the opportunity now to get at least one driver on the podium. And the only driver that's on hard tires like us is Perez, and the rest are on medium. All right, let's go back down to aggressive on our tires. Kind of slow our pace just a little bit, not too much, just a little bit. So our tires are in nice temperatures. Yep, nice temperature. The time is nice and not so cool, 31.5 degrees. Would want it to be a little cooler. Alright, so DRS has now been enabled. And this is the time where we want to push now Lewis Hamilton to get around Kevin Magnussen. So we're going to push him here, as he's going to have DRS down this straight. Alright, there goes Russell with his DRS. Here comes Lewis. There goes his DRS. His wing is not opening, but it is there. It is on there. Alright, so we're going to keep pushing Hamilton, and let's see if he can go and close down that gap to Verstappen is what we're going to do. So we're going to keep him on push through that portion of the track. Yep, we saw it. There is Lewis Hamilton right on Verstappen, closing down that gap. All right, so we're gonna cut him down to neutral, and we want him to charge his pack a bit. But don't we want to wait until he gets within that DRS zone? Yes, he is in there. So we'll harvest a little here through this portion of the track. And we're going to cut him back down to aggressive on those tires. As we are harvesting away, he is within DRS. And he should light up down the main straight here with DRS. Looking good. Alright, so the hard tires are running really well for our drivers. We're not yet ready to let Russell take the lead from Sainz. We're just going to let them keep driving at this pace, basically keep his position as Hamilton harvests. 6 seconds behind Verstappen. Should have DRS down here with Verstappen. There goes the DRS light. Though the visual is not showing Hamilton has DRS, he does have it. And Verstappen basically pulled away there, but Hamilton is back there on him. Alright. Starting at lap 30, we have 31 laps to go to the finishing of the race. Tires are looking good. We are still in that train. Russell traded places for the lead with Carlos Sainz a few times. What I'm thinking of right now is to get Lewis Hamilton to overtake Max Verstappen, is what I'm thinking right now. As there we see George Russell moving up to the lead.
P1.
Alright, our battery pack is basically fully charged up.
Race position gained for Mercedes.
Yeah, we saw it. Our battery pack is basically fully charged up, so we want to move Hamilton up throughout the train. So we're up to lap 45, and we see some cars that was behind us going to pit. And as we look at those mediums are not looking too good. But we're going to keep pushing on our hards and see if those mediums are going to drop off or if they're going to go back to pit. We're going to speed it up to about lap 50, and then we'll come back with you guys. There you see Lewis Hamilton down in his tire deck. George Russell in looking good in his. We're going to cut Hamilton now to aggressive back, as he's not picking up any position, so we're just going to keep him nice and aggressive on his tire. Safety car, DRS disabled. Somebody crashed. Who crashed?
Safety car.
Right as the top 5 car passed the pit lane, so we could go ignore. And then we'll look and see who crashed. All right, we could go to pit now.
Crash.
Let's see,
take a
Schumacher
closer
crashed
look. Right, watch this.
at turn
There's
13.
Schumacher,
I think we should go to pit. I definitely think we should go to pit.
and that's
Oh,
off.
that's a nasty
And a
crash.
big off.
Yep, a nasty crash. I think we should go to
That's going
pit
to be
here,
a big
guys.
blow to the team.
We
Will
could
they
come
be able
back
to
on fresh
recover?
softs
We'll
and
see.
possibly take the lead. Because if we do go to pit now, right, we are still going to come behind that safety car, as we are not yet. Let me see, pit window, and we have a fresh pair of softs here. Yep, I'm definitely going to pull the trigger for Hamilton. George Russell, what do you think you want to do, Russell? What do you want to do, George? Do you want to box for softs? And then we could push. So we can, let's go down to conserve and conserve, because we're going to be boxing. Go down to conserve and conserve. And we can go to harvest. What do you want to do, George? George can stay on neutral because his battery is completely full. What do you want to do, George? You want to box too? Yeah, I think George wants to box
fuel now.
as well, but he does not have any fresh softs. No, George does not have any fresh softs. He has some old softs here. 89 laps on these old softs. So should we keep George Russell out in P2 and box with Lewis Hamilton?
Let's charge that pack.
This one is a bit tricky, guys. This one is a bit tricky. I definitely would love to box Russell here for a fresh pair of softs. We have a fresh pair of mediums. All right. Do we want to go to the old softs? Yes, let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it, guys. We're going for the old softs.
Box.
We're going for the old softs. Let's do it.
Yes, box.
Now, let's see. Are these cars going to be going into pit? Is the question. Is Sainz, Perez, Verstappen going to be going into pit? Is the big question. All right. Nope, they're not. They're not going into pit. They're staying out. They're staying out, and they're going to be slowed up by that safety car. So we're going to be back out right behind them on these fresh soft tires. Oh, man. We're going to be right behind them on these softs. Beautiful stop as we stock both our cars. And we're going to be right behind them on these fresh softs. I don't think they know what just happened, because we're right behind them on these fresh softs. Right behind them. All right behind them is where we're at. So I'm not even sure if they know what they just did by not going to pit. Right there, right behind them, we got the opportunity to come out for a fresh pair of softs, and we're just going to keep them nice and cool while we go catch up to the safety car. All right.
So safety car is going to be in this lap.
Safety car in. There we go. And here we go.
Safety cars.
Here we go, guys. Here we go. Starting on our fresh softs. Oh man, we're on fresh softs. All right, here we go. On these softs, we're gonna go aggressive right at the start. On these softs, we have a lot of softs to go to finish, so we're going fully on aggressive. All right, fully on aggressive. Full on aggressive is what we're going. There we see George Russell all over the back of Verstappen, trying to get that position. Not that time. We're not going to push him just yet with ERS. We're just going to let them warm these tires up, get them up to a nice, good temperature for the speed. All right. So were we the only car that went to pit? I think those cars, Ricardo and those cars, I think those guys went to pit as well. Oh yeah, they went in right before that safety car. Yes, they did. All right, so George Russell 86% on his tires. Lewis Hamilton 97% as his tires are brand new. And we have a good amount of fuel, extra fuel. We have full batteries. So we should be able to do a bit of damage here. Lewis Hamilton saying the tires are getting hot. That's all right, Lewis. Just keep them cool as you can. Keep them as cool as you can, man. Alright. And he's using as much of his ERS. But George Russell ERS is just nice and cool. Alright, so we're going to go overtake and overtake with both drivers. And see if we can pick up any positions.
Overtake isn't available.
Down the straight and the back straight. Alright, George gaining on Verstappen. There is Sainz Perez right up the road. As we line up now for this back straight, as Lewis Hamilton pull away from Lando Norris. Here comes George Russell on Max Verstappen. Will he get it down the inside? He's going. No, not enough that time, Russell. Looking good. Alright, so at the end of this DRS push lap, then we're going to cut to overtake. Once this lap zones out and you see that ERS bar falling down to 0, then we're going to cut both drivers up to overtake from there. Alright. Right as it zeroes out, we're going to go full on overtake for the entire lap and see if we can pick up on Verstappen. Alright, DRS, there it is. Overtake and overtake. Alright, here we go for our overtake push. We're gonna go aggressive on the tires. Aggressive on the tires. You know what? I'm gonna let Hamilton tires remain and let George Russell attack. So he doesn't have to worry about Lewis Hamilton passing him. He just needs to worry about picking up this position from Max Verstappen. That's all.
So you have overtake.
Alright, there we go. You have overtake, George. Give it your best shot. Come on, George. Come on, George Russell. I wonder if we trade places with Russell and Lewis Hamilton, if that would work. What do you guys think? Because George is not necessarily making the position that we want. Hold that inside line. There you go, George Russell. There you go. There you go. We're going to cut Hamilton now up to attack. So he can go by Verstappen.
Just keep pressure on Lewis. You can do this.
And we're going to keep that ERS fully pressing. Beautiful overtake from George Russell. We saw it. We saw it. Let's see if Russell can go now around Sainz. Come on. Look at that ERS bar completely full. We're going to cut it down to Harvest for a few laps.
So charge the pack.
As we keep pushing. Harvest for about a lap. And then we'll attempt again for another overtake push. 6 laps to go. Let's go. We can do this, guys. We can do this. Alright. We're on the softer compound. Medium and hard is up ahead. We should be a few seconds faster. Or a few hundredths of a seconds faster. Alright, so we're charging this entire lap for ERS, and then the next lap, once it zeroes out again, we're going to cut it back up to overtake and see if our guys can use that lap again to pick up another position or two. Alright. Alright, so we keep charging. Keep on charging. And we're gonna do one full push lap after this straight with our ERS. Right as it zeroes out, that's when we're gonna cut it up to overtake for the entire lap. Russell all over Sainz, and there it goes, zeroing out. So we're gonna cut it to overtake, 5 laps remaining, and let's watch and see if our guys can do it. There you go. Come on, Lewis. Come on, George Russell. Lewis got a clean exit on Verstappen. Looks like Lewis is gonna be taking Verstappen long before the DRS zone. Man, Lewis just took Verstappen, and here comes Russell on Sainz. Come on, George Russell, closing that gap, pushing him off. Come on, Russell. There we go. Keeping that push. Keeping that push. We saw it. We saw it. Keeping that push. Come on, George. Do we want to take the lead with Russell here? Yes, we do. We're on the software compound. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Lewis can get up to P3 and take off Carlos Sainz off the menu. All right, so we're going to use this DRS portion, and then we're just going to cut back down. George Russell all over Sergio Perez, trying his best to take the position away. Will he get it? Yes, he can. Yes, he can. Beautiful job. Beautiful job. Beautiful, beautiful job there from our drivers. We're going to let that battery zero out, and then we're going to cut it down to harvest for the next lap, and then we'll cut it back up to overtake for Lewis Hamilton. All right, Hamilton
low on battery at the moment.
Is completely out, so let's cut it down to harvest, and we will stick within that DRS train. We have the softer tires, so we should
charge your pack, keep the
we should be really out in the lead with no worries, as our tires are faster than their hards and mediums. All right, let's go, Lewis. DRS. Stick with him as we charge.
Copy.
4 laps to go, says the race engineer. It's all down to this, guys. All down to this. We're gonna cut out portions of the first portion of the race so we could get this part in there. Yeah, we're gonna cut out portions of the first part so we could get this part in there. Come on, Lewis. Charge that pack. All right, right all over Sainz is Lewis Hamilton. We could get a 1-2 here. We could definitely get a 1-2 here. I definitely see a 1-2 here. I definitely see a strong 1-2 here. We're going to be cutting back up to overtake at the beginning of this lap. Of the next lap. Nice attempt. Who made an attempt? Did Hamilton make an attempt on Sainz? Looks that way. Tires are getting a little warm. That's all right. You just keep driving, bro. You just keep driving. You just keep driving, George. All right.
3 more laps.
3 more laps.
Sorry.
All right. So what I'm going to do, since it's 3 more laps, is I'm not going to push my ERS this lap. We're just going to let Hamilton drive this lap. Normal, both drivers. And then we're going to start pushing our ERS for the next lap. So our pack should be completely full. So we should get a good, decent push on that next lap. And we see George Russell way out there in the lead. Perez using DRS to close that gap, but not take his position away. Lewis Hamilton 1 car away from the podium. There it is, Carlos Sainz, or Ferrari rival that we want to beat for the championship's lead. George Russell doing a great job holding the lead so far. Lewis Hamilton doing a great job hunting down Sainz. He's right on the back of him, all over him. Tires are getting hot, says Lewis. Cool them down a bit, bro. Just race. Just race. Cool them down a bit. We're almost there, Lewis. Almost. Almost there. George Russell out there looking good. We're almost there. Right when that ERS bar zeroes out, we're gonna cut up to overtake for the last 2 laps. Right as it zeroes out, there you can see Russell with an 0.08 of a second lead. There is the zero out. Overtake. Overtake. Here we go. Here we go, Lewis. Let's watch Hamilton as it's him and the battle on Sainz. There goes that overtake. Battery at about 80%, so we could use all of that for this lap. And Lewis Hamilton should be all over Sainz down the straight with DRS. All over him. There we go. Lewis Hamilton all the way down the inside. Hold that inside line, Lewis. Oh man, Sainz defended greatly there. Beautiful defense from Sainz there. Come on, Lewis, you got this. You got this, Lewis. Let's take a quick look at Lewis tires. Let's take a quick look. All right, so they're in a nice operational window. The rights, yeah, they're all a little warm right now.
Such an awesome job, mate.
Yep, there we go. Lewis Hamilton picking up that position while we were looking at the tires. We didn't even see him.
Mercedes moved up.
Let's watch that.
We can take a look now.
Yep,
Now
let's watch that.
this. Lewis Hamilton involved in
Down the inside. Nice inside line around the outside there of Sainz. We're on the softer compound, so we should be faster. Here comes Lewis Hamilton now on Perez. 1 lap to go. 1 lap to go. Lewis Hamilton, you can do this, my man. You can do this. All right, so we're going to cut down to Harvest on ERS. Harvest. Oh, George Russell, no. Push Russell. Push George Russell. Pushing. Great push from Russell. Oh, man, he's back out. Oh, Lewis Hamilton is out of ERS. Push, Lewis. Push.
Have an overtake press.
Push, Lewis. Get back in there. Get back in there. All right. Is this the final lap? Yep, final lap.
One more lap.
There we go. All right. Overtake press. Lewis Hamilton now on Sergio Perez. Can he get speed 2? Perez on medium tires, 57%. Lewis, 63% on softs. George Russell put it in the fastest lap there. Lewis Hamilton now, here he goes. On Perez. Will he get it on this portion of the track? Nope, not this time around. But he's gonna still fight. Yep, next time, says the race engineer. Come on, Lewis. You got this. Oh, look at that. George Russell has pulled Perez outside of DRS. So he has pulled 2 seconds in front of Perez. So Lewis Hamilton will have DRS on Perez around here. Here goes Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton. Oh, man, that was a beautiful race. Beautiful, beautiful race here, man. That safety car. Oh, man, that safety car played. Let's watch that again, because I didn't see it properly. Lewis Hamilton down the inside, squeezing off Perez there. Oh, man, we were way faster than the Red Bull there. Way, way faster. Yep, way faster than the Red Bull there. Man, what a race from Lewis Hamilton there. What a race. Pit crew stunned. Look at this guy. He's just stunned. Man can't even react. Oh, man, that's crazy. Final lap. Lewis Hamilton. George Russell once again. Let's cut that down to neutral so we don't use up all the ERS. George Russell once again winning here. Great drive from Russell. Beautiful drive from Lewis Hamilton to come back for P2. Awesome, awesome job from George Russell. And that safety car, man, just played right into our hands. That safety car right into our hands. And when we saw that nobody else was going to go to pit, oh, man, we took that. And there goes the fastest lap. George Russell taking that one. Man, great race. Let's watch Russell's celebration. Man, I couldn't even speed up any of that portion of the race, guys. That was one of the most extreme races, one of the most exciting races I've played so far on this game. Oh man, that was a great race. Well-deserved win, George Russell. Once again, Lewis Hamilton, P2, so that saves us 2.7 million in bonus fees that we don't have to pay out. Oh man, great race. Let's speed it up.
Thank you
Now,
so much for continuing to push this year. I'm so inspired by you guys.
Yep,
Well, mate,
inspired by you too, Lewis.
Okay, we'll have a chat later.
Great drive, man, great drive. How comes George Russell don't give a speech like that? Come on, developers, put some love in there for Russell as well, not just Hamilton. They are a team after all. All right, there we go. Celebration in the garage. George Russell.
And here today,
Oh man,
George Russell,
beautiful
making British
drive.
motorsport
100% deserved win here for George Russell at the Singapore Grand Prix. Really great drive. There we go. Lewis on the podium as well. There we go, George. Beautiful win. Sergio Perez on the podium as well. And we beat out the Ferraris. Sainz before Leclerc crashed and out the race early.
British driver who proudly takes his
And
place
yeah.
on the podium.
Really nice celebration here for Team Mercedes. Get in there, guys. Get in there.
Today's competitors gave it their all, but it's going to be those three taking home the big points.
Get in there. And that's going to be a good extended lead on our Constructors' Championships as
You're
well.
completely right. And what a day.
As Lewis Hamilton finished P2, that's going to extend his lead as well in the Driver Championships. So, yep,
Next round,
first
we'll
place.
see us head east as F1 prepares for the Japanese Grand Prix.
Oh, Japanese
We'll
Grand
see
Prix
you
coming
at
up next.
Suzuka, a firm favorite for the drive.
Nice. Let me know down in the comments how you guys think of this one, man. Great race. Use code word constructors to let me know that you made it to this portion of the video. Really appreciate you guys who watch the full videos for all your support. There we see Leclerc getting dropped in the championships. Verstappen moving up to P3. Carlos Sainz in second place. George Russell gaining on the rest of the field. So if Russell wins a few more races, then he could catch up to Lewis Hamilton or beat out Sainz, Verstappen, and Leclerc. All right, and we hold the lead now to the Constructors' Championships by a lot. Ferrari only got 12 points there because of the crash of Leclerc. So that one was definitely a good race for us. All right, let's get our experience. George Russell deserved to get a development point right there for that drive. And our rookie driver got a development point as well. All right. Oh, reserve driver gain boosted experience when they take part in P1. Oh, okay. Oh, I thought that was saying that whenever the team wins a race, he gets some extra. All right, so 230,000 lost to George Russell on his bonus. Let's look at the sponsors. All right, we managed to get a good amount from our sponsors. Performance. All right. So that's basically going to be it, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Well, good, guys. Bye.